Okay, time for a new video. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. This is yet another Eurovision 2025 related video here on my channel, and as I speak to you now, it is Friday the 16th of May 2025. We've had the two semi-finals of Eurovision 2025 already take place this week on Tuesday and Thursday in Basel, Switzerland. All that remains is the big grand final tomorrow night with 26 nations involved, and of course that means we have a grand final running order, and what I'm about to do is react to it. I have a video loaded up and ready to go on my television. Thanks very much to Say Eurovision for this video that I'm about to watch. And really I'm just going to go through it and tell you my thoughts on the grand final running order, which we know can make or break certain countries' chances. It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it often feels that way. As always, there are links in the description to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. And as always, there are links in the description to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. Two things first. Number one, I am still not feeling 100%, so please do bear with me over the next 2 days. I've not been sleeping very well, and I generally feel very groggy. This is no surprise, it always happens during the week of the contest for some reason. And secondly, at about 7:40 AM this morning, I spoke with my local radio station, BBC Radio Northampton, and I spoke a little bit about this year's competition. When there is a link available for that for you to listen to, I will share it across my social media pages. I did stumble a little bit and waffle a little bit, but what's done is done. I'm very grateful for the opportunity once again. I've spoken to them about Eurovision 3 or 4 times in the past now, and I'm always grateful to be asked. So, let's get cracking. I always feel as though with the semi-finals and the grand final, you want to start off with something fairly safe in many ways. Something that's perhaps in English, something that isn't particularly niche in terms of its genre, something that maybe isn't doing anything incredible with its staging. Play it fairly safe. Now, it's entirely possible that the organisers of this year's event have done what I call a DU, a double up-tempo, where we have an up-tempo song followed by another up-tempo song, albeit a slightly different sounding entry, and then song 3 is where the first ballad comes into play. If they've done that, so be it. If it was me sorting out the running orders every year, then I would start with a fairly accessible pop song, then have a ballad, and so on as best I could, having that nice flow throughout the show. Obviously, the organisers have taken into consideration where the pauses are in the broadcast, as well as certain things involving props and certain camera angles, because if a performance is slightly elaborate or does have a large prop on stage, then they have to think about that and maybe place that song somewhere around one of the pauses in the show. Anyway, I'm already starting to waffle on, so Say Eurovision's recap of the grand final. Here we go. But before I actually press play, I've just remembered that very late last night I put together a purely just for fun running order prediction. Of course, we knew whether a country had been drawn to perform in the first half, the second half, or if they had drawn the producer's choice. So, this is not to be taken too seriously at all, and of course it doesn't matter now at all. Norway to open, followed by Greece, Iceland 3, Israel 4, San Marino 5, Poland 6, Estonia 7, Ukraine 8, Spain 9, Austria 10, Luxembourg 11, Italy 12, Finland 13, UK 14, Netherlands 15, Lithuania 16, Sweden 17, Albania 18, Switzerland we already knew 19, Denmark 20, Latvia 21, Armenia 22, France 23, Malta 24, Portugal 25, and Germany 26. So like I just said, that was put together very hastily, very late last night. Now, let's check out the real deal. Hopefully this works perfectly well. Oh, I need to turn it up. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this. Norway are going to get things going. Yes. Oh, and clearly there's a copyright thing going on. But yeah, this is a pretty good way to get things going. Very accessible. Not doing anything too daring. Luxembourg, song 2, is a bit of a slap in the face. It's a double up tempo. Didn't mind this at all last night. I'll save my thoughts for my review video later on. And then Estonia is number 3. That's very early on. And that's 3 up-tempo songs in a row, which is very interesting. And then the first ballad is Israel, song 4. So that actually stands out by being the first relatively slow-paced track of the final. But it's on very early, as they were last year, actually. Oh, and then Lithuania is song 5. Okay. Thought that was pretty good last night as well. Spain is number 6. Yeah, first automatic qualifier of the year out of the way. I can see that really struggling, I'm afraid. Okay. Ukraine number 7, predicted number 8 for them. It'll be interesting to see how well they do, Zifferblatt, because Ukraine usually do very, very well, of course. The United Kingdom are number 8. I didn't mind this at all, but I think it's going to struggle so much, especially with the public. Song 9, oh, the UK is toast. The UK could be done for because Austria are song 9, predicted number 10. I thought this was really good. Vocally very strong, visually fantastic. And then Iceland, number 10. That's very interesting. 2 performances in a row with a boat. Not sure that's happened at Eurovision before. This is a crowd pleaser, but I think it might struggle. And then Latvia, number 11. That's not a bad place in the running order. Yes, it's the first half. But this is very captivating. Absolutely fantastic. It's in the final. Oh, okay. Netherlands, number 12. Could be a jury darling tomorrow night. Liked the performance on Tuesday. And then something up-tempo again. And that's where Finland come in. Song 13. I think that works in the middle of the show. Very good last night. So who's starting the second half? Italy. Okay, yeah. That's a nice song to ease us into the next batch of songs, I guess. Predicted number 12 for that. Really nice, Lucio Corsi. Poland, number 15. Yeah. Very fierce. Very elemental, as I said the other day. You need something much calmer. Oh, what? Poland followed by Germany is not something I would have done myself. I feel as though you need something a lot calmer after the Polish track. But anyway, Germany, wish them well. And then we have Greece. Well, I would have put Greece in between Poland and Germany myself. Really glad this is in the final. Lovely song. Armenia, that's pretty good. Song 18. Right in the middle of the second half. That song's written by about 500 people. Very macho. And then, of course, Switzerland, yes. Hopefully the camera does not malfunction this time. But that's a serious contender for the jury win at the very least. Beautiful song. Oh, okay. Not sure if that's damaging for Switzerland or not, being followed by Malta. Miriana Conte serving, song 20. Yeah, not bad. Portugal, yeah. Song 21. Is that damaging, coming after a song like Malta? A song that I think a lot of people are expecting to get quite a bit of love tomorrow night from the public. More so than Portugal. Denmark, 22. Yeah, very nice. Wish them well. Not a huge fan of the staging, though, still. Yes, I had a feeling Sweden would get a cushy slot. So Denmark are in a spot of bother, potentially. Sweden, 23. Fairly late on, but bound to do well. and then France, sticking two major contenders on next to each other. Is that the producer's way of saying we want Sweden to win more than France? Who knows? That's not something I would have done. San Marino 25, yeah. That could have worked as a show opener or a show closer. Might struggle tomorrow. That doesn't damage France at all. And then Albania closing the show. Is that really the best song to round off this year's competition? I'm not sure. But it's a good song and it's a good performance. Fair enough. Albania closed this year's grand final. So I'm now going to turn this off. Bit of a messy video from me. But there we go. That is the grand final running order for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. So if I load it up on here, I think the oddest thing, or certainly the thing that stood out the most to me watching that, was how we have Poland and Germany next to each other. I'm not sure I would have done that at all. I would have put Greece in between the two of them, maybe Italy between the two of them, maybe Portugal between the two of them. But there we are. And then we've got Switzerland followed by Malta. Fair enough. Portugal might really stand out between Malta and Denmark. Okay. Sweden and France next to each other. That's a very interesting choice, and quite late on. Very interesting indeed. That's a talking point. The UK in between Ukraine and Austria. So here we have a country that usually does very, very well in the public half of the results in the form of Ukraine, and Austria are one of the major contenders to win. So the UK, I feel this often happens. We are sandwiched, and not in a very nice way. We are not a very satisfying filling. The UK, unfortunately, I think absolutely done for. The opening three songs is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. 3 relatively up-tempo tracks in a row. I'm not sure I can remember a time when that's happened in the past in a grand final, but there we are. 3 very different songs, and then the first ballad in Israel. And I think Israel stand out as a result, because it's the first slower effort on display. And they will do well anyway, irrespective of where they are in the running order. You're looking at a very huge score for New Day Will Rise. Otherwise, can't really complain. Netherlands and Finland back-to-back. 2 contenders there, perhaps. One after the other. That's very interesting. Yeah, I think it's a nice running order. Can't really complain at all. Roll on the grand final. So there we are. That is my sort of reaction to the grand final running order of Eurovision 2025. All being well, there will be another video from me later on today when hopefully I'm a little bit more with it, where I'll be reviewing semi-final 2, previewing the grand final, and telling you my rough grand final prediction. And I can tell you it's a close one. Until next time, feel free to let me know your thoughts on that running order, and I'll be back again very soon. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye for now.